Hey guys, Mr. Mike's 21 here. Just wanted to film a quick video since I missed the Wednesday upload, talking about some of the games that we have coming this fall. It's going to be a big fall for us virtual outdoorsmen, with 3 big games really in the roster. We have Ultimate Hunting from Ultimate Games, Way of the Hunter from THQ Nordic, and of course we have Call of the Wild the Angler from our much beloved Expansive Worlds. So to kind of start off with Ultimate Hunting, we still don't have a whole lot of tangible evidence of the game, unfortunately. And that being said, they do say it will be out by some point this year. That being said, I really hope we'd have more to go with, considering the amount of claims that they've made about the game, as how realistic it's going to be, and all the different features, and how advanced everything will be. And this is our animal list. We haven't shown you the animals, but trust us, they're here. These are our maps. They claim to have an African map and a California map. They have released the roster animals for the California map. It is pretty expansive. Africa, not yet. And we have also seen almost zero game engine footage or even in-game models. We've seen a few, and the few clips they've shown us, the mechanics look pretty rough. Not the animal animations look good, but the person animations don't look that polished. That being said, they could be waiting just to blow us away a week before they announce the release, or perhaps at the announce of the release date. But there's many people like myself that are quite skeptical of it. Main reason being Ultimate Games has never really been known for high quality games. They've been known for fun games, low budget games, not something as advanced as they're trying to say this game's going to be. Not to say that's not. It is what it is. But if they don't meet the marks they've set for themselves, they're going to have a problem on their hands as far as disappointed fan base. And that's not a good way to start off when you're trying to open the doors for your company into a new genre. That being said, if it meets or exceeds what they're saying it's going to be, it'll be an awesome game. I don't think it'll directly compete with Call of the Wild, but it'll be awesome to have a super realistic hunting game that you can just hunt like you would. Not as arcadey, perhaps not as fun, but definitely more realistic. It will be welcomed by a lot of people, including myself, but we've yet to see whether that will actually be the case. As for the second game I mentioned, Way of the Hunter, it's quite different. Actually, just the other day, they posted their first gameplay trailer, and it looks amazing. I remember when I was first reading the description of the game, it looks a lot like Call of the Wild, at least the way they describe it, except with larger maps. I mean, they even have 2 maps at release, a Central Europe map and a Pacific Northwest map. If that doesn't sound familiar, I don't know what does. That being said, the graphics look excellent. I would definitely say maybe a little more, I don't know if I say more, but they're photorealistic, at least as Call of the Wild. I might like some of the animal models better, but not all of them. But the big thing that really struck me in the gameplay trailer was just how much, once in game, it really reminded me of one of the hunting games that I used to love, which was Cabela's Pro Hunts, which was Cabela's last hunting game. It was a rush production, so it really came out with not a whole lot of animals or maps. 4 maps with a handful of species between the maps. But it had great mechanics. It was one of the, I believe it was the first game to truly have need zones integrated and mappable on the map that you could find. When an animal called, it had a little ring that would pop up right from where the animal was calling that would draw your attention there. The tracks were highlighted in yellow continuously, not in spots like they were in the original The Hunter at the time. And the same with blood trails. But instead of being able to identify it and it told you what you hit, you'd simply rely on the color of the blood to surmise where you hit the animal. Of course, there was also a bullet camera, just like in The Way of the Hunter, that shows the vital organs you've hit, the ammunition expanding, the amount of energy dropped. Watching that trailer brought great flashbacks of a game that I wish could have been made to the tier that Way of the Hunter appears to be. The Way of the Hunter is serious competition for Call of the Wild. It is not on, it is wishy-washy as Ultimate Games, Ultimate Hunting. THQ Nordic is a very competent company. They've made a lot of good games. I know the main one that really pops into my mind is Destroy All Humans, but they actually co-published Generation Zero. Generation Zero being Systemic Reaction's first-person shooter, open world, survival game. Systemic Reaction is the sister company of Expansive Worlds under the Avalanche Studio umbrella. So they're no stranger to open world games. And this is really them throwing their hat in the ring. And I am 1000% ready to see what it has to offer. That being said, we have a release date of August 16th. I have already taken that day off, and I will be no-lifing the game the second it comes out. And on the same topic of release dates, we of course have one now for Call of the Wild the Angler, which is August 31st. I believe it's PC only at this time. That being said, I don't have a whole lot to say about the Angler since I made a whole video about it. But if we do get more information, I will be sure to feature it. Right now, all we still have to go off of is that trailer, some pictures, and the excitement of knowing that Expansive Worlds has a really good track record of making games that work, as long as you forget the Hunter Primal. I also wanted to mention, as far as these games as a whole competing with Call of the Wild, we have to remember that Call of the Wild has some of the best team behind it. So it does have constant ongoing support, has new things being added all the time. These are things that other games in the past, such as Hunting Simulator, which was a attempt to usurp it. I don't even remember who made it, to be honest. Unfortunately, it wasn't that great. It was playable, but it lacked ongoing support. In both of these games coming out, The Way of the Hunter and Ultimate Hunting, they will fail to last against Call of the Wild unless they have constant support. And I'm not sure if either company is willing to give them ongoing support. As much as I'd like to see it, it's very possible that we won't. It will simply be, here's the game, here's the maps, enjoy. And if that's all we get, that's all we get. But it would be really nice to get another company that wants to spend time behind their games the way Expansive Worlds does. Of course, Expansive Worlds only has the Hunter and now the Angler franchise, whereas Ultimate Games has a bunch of little games, and they're always kind of trying to make the next new game. And THQ Nordic has a whole bunch of stuff going on. So only time will tell on that, but it's definitely worth bringing up. Have a good night, guys.